folks, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at the Teller of Small Fortunes, which I'd like to say was a new one for me. It was a little bit, because this year I have really got into cozy fantasy, but because I'm getting into fantasy and romantasy and cozy fantasy and all of the above, I'm still going through and testing what I like, what I don't like, and finding my feet, finding my way really in that a little bit. And I wasn't quite sure what the Teller of Small Fortunes was going to do, because usually I'm not into that kind of thing. With cozy fantasy, it's almost like it's still got to have a bit of life, a real life in it. And also, it's the first time I've read something by the author. So with every new author, I'm constantly testing out new ground at the moment. So without further ado, let's have a look at the Teller of Small Fortunes, because in the end, it was actually quite amazing. I really enjoyed it, and I've already seen, I think it was on Goodreads, that there's going to be another one, or not like another one as in like in a series. I think the author has just written another book, which I'm really excited about. So, The Teller of Small Fortunes is written by Julie Leong. I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologise if it's not. And it is a standalone cozy fantasy. So, the reason that I read this is because it was linked to Legends and Lattes, which I read back in January. I loved it. It was like the benchmark of what I love about cozy fantasy. So, yeah, I think what I've read, because I've read a little bit online about this, is that I think they didn't think Legends and Lattes was going to do so well, and now it's created that subgenre of trend. So there's romantasy, and then there's cozy fantasy, which is really nice. Whether it'll stay, who knows, but at the moment I'm enjoying cozy fantasy. So while it's there and while I'm enjoying it, why not? So, The Teller of Small Fortunes. So, this book is very much about finding family in the most unexpected places. So, Teo, I think that's how you pronounce it, is an immigrant, and she's a fortune teller. And she travels between villages with she does it all on her own. She's got a little, I won't say a little van, she's got a mule that pulls a trailer. And that tells her what about. So the reason why she only tells small fortunes is that she's been burnt before. So she's given big fortunes, and it's brought big consequences. And she does find it's a lonely life, but she left a life behind her which was quite unhappy. So she lived with her mum and a stepdad, I believe, and they all wanted her to be what she didn't want to be, and she felt so alone that she left and she started doing these small fortunes. And it's all about being bold and doing what you want to do in the moment that you want to do it, but within reason. So along the way, she's finding people now. So she's found a semi-reformed thief and an ex-mercenary who's looking for his daughter. So they spend a lot of the book looking for his daughter. She also picks up a baker. So what's really interesting about the baker, and this is the thing that I found so fun, was that the baker starts making fortune cookies or fortune cakes. So the baker's making cakes all along the way, and then what they do is they sell the cakes next to the fortunes. And I just thought it was so entertaining when they thought, I know what, let's put the fortunes in the cookies. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And it's like, it just really just got fun. It was just quite funny that that's what they decided to do. So, yeah. So then they're looking for the child as well. And, they really get to know each other. And I think Teo feels that she's no longer alone. So at some point in the book, she has to go back home. And, you know, although she went back home, she doesn't feel comfortable there. Maybe less comfortable than she did before, but she still doesn't feel comfortable. But it's obvious that her mother still loves her. But eventually she makes peace with the past, and then carries on and goes into her new future, which is with her new family, you know, and she found people that care for her. And when you get to the end, you'll see quite how much they care for each other. But I'm not going to tell you that, because that's a spoiler, and we don't do spoiler on this channel. So I'm going to leave it there. But it was an absolutely beautiful book. And, you know, I mean, I can see there are some similarities. As I'm saying this, I can see there's some similarities to Legends and Lattes. Because Legends and Lattes, you know, it also had that family feel. And it's just really nice to feel that. And, you know, see the family. And it's just cosy. And it's what I'm enjoying at the moment. And I'm not ever going to apologise for that. But yeah, so there's going to be a second one. I don't know, or another book by the author. I'm not sure when it comes out. I might just quickly, while I'm on my phone and we're doing this, I'm going to quickly pop on to Goodreads or Fantastic Fiction and have a look. While I'm carry on crocheting. Because obviously I do a voiceover afterwards. Because I can't crochet and talk at the same time. Okay, so The Tailor of Small Fortunes. That was her debut novel. So for a debut novel, oh my god, that was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And then the second one is called The Keeper of Magical Things. And that is due out in October. So to give you a little bit of I'll say a spoiler, I'm going to read the synopsis, that's the word. An almost mage discovers friendship and maybe something more in the unlikeliest places of this delightful, charming novel from the US Today best-selling author of The Tailor of Small Fortunes. Certainty Bulrush wants to be useful to the Guild of Mages that took her in as a novice, to the little brother who depends on her, and to anyone else she can help. Unfortunately, her tepid magic hasn't proven much use to anyone. When Certainty has the chance to earn her magehood via a seemingly straightforward assignment, she takes it. Never mind that she'll have to work with Mage Aurelia, the brilliant, unfairly attractive overachiever who's managed to alienate everyone around her. The two must transport minorly magical artefacts somewhere safe. Spelling the dullest, least magic village around, they must fix up an old warehouse, separate the gossipy teapots from the kind of flaming swords, call an unruly cat's dragon who was dragged along, and above all, avoid complications. The Guild's uneasy relationship with citizens is at tipping point, and the last thing needed is a magical incident. Still, as the mage and the novice come to know Spelling's residents and each other, they realise that the Guild's all hoarded magic might do more being shared. Friendship blossoms while Certainty and Aurelia work to make Spelling the haven it could be. But magic is fickle, and add attraction, and it might spell trouble. That sounds absolutely amazing. That is going on my I want to read it when it comes out in October. I don't think I'm going to want to wait too long for that one. But yeah, I think, you know, cozy fantasy is here. Well, at least I hope cozy fantasy is here to stay. And that's all from me today. So if you want to carry on following me while I do my squares for my blanket, based on book covers, then please like, subscribe, do the YouTubey things. If anybody has any book recommendations, I mean, cozy fantasy would be great, but, you know, any book recommendations, I'm always looking for them for my jar. So feel free to put them in the comments. But for the moment, folks, that's all. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care. Bye.